discuss more on that with Mr. Vinkesh Gulati, who's the former president of FADA and vice president of Automotive Skill Development Council, joining us on the show right now. Mr. Gulati, thank you so much for your time. Firstly, with respect to the industry trends, once again, when we look at the numbers, when we look at some of the Vahan-related numbers as well, it's two-wheelers as well as tractors. They are continuing to do well because of the marriage season and a lower base. Help us understand that segment-wise, what is your take that which segment is doing better versus the rest, and what are your medium-term projections given the segment-wise performance?
Good morning. Thanks for having me. See, June is still not closed, and normally last day registrations, or you can say these skew towards end of sales happen. So we cannot give any exact data, and we'll have to wait for what FADA data is. But trends overall are on a positive side. If I compare June YOY, two-wheeler, like you already said, is on a growth, and automatically it has surpassed the last year June numbers already. The tractor is also growing. Passenger vehicle is a bit behind, but I'm confident today those numbers will reach, or it will be a very nominal difference. I'm still confident it will be similar like what June last year was. So overall industry will be in positive as compared to June last year, whereas at the start of the month we were a bit feeling a challenge because of a lot of external factors like war, then tariffs, and then this rare earth material story going on. The sentiments around weren't positive, but I feel the marriage season actually pulled it through, and the rural market, which is now slowly taking over, and the ratio is improving as compared to urban. That is where we got an uptick, and like you said, tractor, two-wheeler is the clear indication that they are seeing the improvement. So overall, June year on year will grow. I feel most of the categories. Passenger vehicle, it could be a bit lower, similar, I feel. The numbers are looking fine as of now. Short term, the coming 2 months are still, again, a challenging month if I talk about July and September. But we are a resilient economy, resilient industry. The rural market is up. The rains, the monsoon is already here. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed to be looking towards a positive 2 months, because once we enter October, the festive will trigger in and we'll see growth again. But we have to anyhow sail through these July and August months, which are normally the rainy season, normally a dull season for auto retail in the market.
Because the other thing I wanted to talk about was rare earth supply chains, right? Because there's so much concern and talk in the market around it. Wanted to understand, while it's established that it's very critical for EVs, or more so than other of the auto players, how severe is the situation as per you, and how soon could actually we find a resolution to this?
See, as of now, if I talk from the retail side, it's still not affected us, because the dealers are carrying around an inventory of different OEMs have different, but average of around 45 to 50 days. Even OEMs have inventory of vehicle which they are in the production of around 25 to 30 days, which means we are sorted for at least for 2 months. So ground reality is we're still not facing problems. But yes, this is an indication which is going further, because for the past 2-3 months we are hearing about this, and even manufacturers are suggesting their dealers to keep more stock, because this will trigger some time. But you should also remember how semiconductor hit, and it's a similar kind of situation. The electric vehicles, the high feature vehicles, where a lot of use happens of these rare earth material, those will get affected more. So maybe then if this goes for a long run, I feel manufacturers will have to rationalize some features, reduce some, and continue. And maybe we'll not get the top models as production, but the base model with some similar some features will be there to sell. So in ICE, I feel it's a bigger problem for the vehicles which have very high features, ADAS, and a good infotainment of all those things, and connected cars. But more or less, ICE will still sail through another 2-3 months. But EV, yes, that's a where major issue is happening because the motors, the battery, the magnets, and all those things which are used in EV, the ratio of those items which get affected by rare earth material is more. So EVs will get affected. But as of now, on the ground, if I talk about the inventory and sale, it is not. We haven't yet seen that effect coming down.
India's GDP is growing at 7%.
Yeah.
The nominal GDP is 11%. But if I look at car sales in India on an industry level, forget what Mahindra and Mahindra is doing, forget an odd one out. In general, the car industry or the four-wheel industry is struggling even to grow at 5%. Why is that?
See, when you talk about struggling for 5%, I feel you are hinting towards the manufacturing side. I am confident if I see the retail side, the registration side, uh, annually will again grow more than 7%, even in the car industry. Uh, because obviously the inventories will go down and all those things. One more thing where you are saying comparing GDP is the sentiments, because there are a lot of things which take the GDP up because those are essential things, and cars are always a discretionary buy. If I am happy, if the sentiments are positive, I'll surely go out and buy a vehicle, even if it is car or a two-wheeler. But if there's something wrong, I've lost my job, or my family has, there's some fatality there, or my share market rates are down, I'll never think of buying a car. So auto industry clearly is an indication that the industry, the economy is also growing and the people are also happy. If it's the both combination, then only we grow more than the GDP or equal to the GDP. But I feel in a CAGR stage, 5 to 6%, we'll be growing for another 5, 7 years regularly. Let's see if we are able to grow as the GDP. We'll be happy to say.
Along with that, Mr. Gulati, with respect to the two-wheeler segment, with the recent notification of ABS getting mandatory from 1st of January, what could mean for the prices? Because some reports do suggest that two-wheeler prices can be increased by almost 10,000 rupees, and for a segment or for a category which caters to such consumers which are price sensitive, what is your sense, firstly, on the pricing, and secondly, what could it really do to the demand for the two-wheeler and specifically for the entry two-wheelers?
Uh, you're right on the point. The issue is with entry two-wheelers because as of now, most of the OEMs are selling products with these ABS brakes. Around 32 or 35% of models available in the market today already have those brakes. But it's not just the brakes, it's addition of two helmets also. So those helmets will also see an increase of around 700 to 1,000 bucks. And an issue from the customer that why do they want an helmet? I don't want it. Why don't you shift and cast? But obviously ABS also will an increase price. So I don't have an issue. I don't expect an issue coming in from the premium or you can say a mid premium bikes. But entry level bikes are already struggling because of the high price increases. Because of most of the regulation, BS4, BS6, then there had been 2, 3 more regulations happening in our industry, which has affected the two-wheeler entry price also. And that is where so let's hope it's January. Till January, we'll be able to have some economies of scale on the ABS part and the cost of the brakes, which has been added today. The difference today in a non-ABS and ABS vehicles are around 5,000 to 10,000 per bike. Maybe that if, with the economies of scale, because if 14 lakh vehicles have to be fitted with ABS, whereas today only 4 or 4.5 lakh are fitted, that 10 lakh per month may give economies of scale, and the price difference today is 5 to 10,000 is reduced somewhat. So we can, no doubt, at the entry level price, vehicles, January, February will be a challenge for us when we see the price getting increased. But I'm hoping that there'll be something where the companies will try to subsume the price and the economies of scale will trigger in to reduce the price effect initially to the customer side.
Mr. Gulati, the other thing I wanted to understand from you is the passenger vehicle sales, because yes, like we discussed, that there are no big hopes when it comes to the sales growth overall. But the other fact of the matter is that the companies have been coming out with good discounts in order to push the sales. If you can give us some data points that on month basis, how are we seeing the discounts shaping up and going ahead in the next couple of months? Can we expect this trend to continue where there is increased discounts to push the sales?
Yes, it will. So from April, June has seen better discounts around, I feel, 5% increase. I am expecting the inventory levels are again high. We are looking at some sub 3 lakh registration, I feel 2.6 or 2.75 registration in car segment. And I'm sure the OEMs will still be producing around 3 lakh, which means they'll be again adding around 10% of the inventory this month, which will add, if we were at 52 days last month, we may see around 60 days, which means the pressure on inventory carrying at the dealers will continue, which clearly shows that to liquidate those vehicles, we'll have to use schemes and discounts. And thinking of reducing stock is way beyond, because festive is still 2.5 months later. September is Navrat. So we have clean 2 months where maybe one part of the country will have some Onam will be there, or Ganesh Chaturthi will come in Maharashtra side. But overall, the actual sale will start growing September end. So these 2 months are crucial for most of these states, and OEMs will increase the schemes from their side. And addition to that, the dealers also will add on their part of the discount, so that we all can lure customers on a counter and sell the vehicles and try to reduce the inventory.
All right, Mr. Gulati, with this we let you go on that. Thank you so much for taking the
Thank you
time
very
out
much.
today and helping us understand that what are the trends that are shaping up within the auto space. But with this, viewers, time now to slip into a very short break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back on the other side.